Once again, tonight's homecoming for Hagen of Chinon, along with Al-Mansuri. For Hagen of Chinon, it represents a closure, coming full circle from their launch abort back on October 11th of 2018, when they were launched on the Soyuz MS-10 spacecraft. 2 minutes after launch, there was a problem with the physical jettisoning of one of the strap-on boosters on the first stage of their Soyuz rocket that resulted in a launch abort. The launch escape system pulled their Soyuz spacecraft free of the booster underneath them, resulting in a suborbital trajectory, even though they physically did reach the fringes of space under the international flight rules, and thus constituted a flight into space, albeit just 19 minutes in duration. They safely parachuted to a landing not far from where their landing site will be tonight, southeast of Zhezkazgan, where they were quickly recovered by the Russian search and recovery forces. They were flown back to their launch site in Baikonur in Kazakhstan. They were in good shape. The Soyuz did exactly what it was scheduled to do, what it was intended to do in the event of a launch abort. And soon thereafter, in the days ahead, they were reassigned to fly on the Soyuz MS-12 along with Christina Koch, who will remain on board the station for an extended flight that will span 328 days. Koch not scheduled to return home until February 6th, 2020, along with Luca Parmitano, the new station commander, and Alexander Skvortsov. And there's a view of the hatchway to the Soyuz MS-12. You're looking inside the Rassvet module. Soon you'll see the crew members gathering for their final farewells with one another. We'll see Haig of Chinon and Al-Mansuri say goodbye to their 6 colleagues. Al-Mansuri having arrived on board just 8 days ago for a short duration flight under the intergovernmental agreement between the United Arab Emirates and Roscosmos. He will be returning with an 8-day mission that has spanned 128 orbits of the Earth, a mission of 3.3 million miles, while Ovchinin and Haig will be completing 203 days in space and aboard the International Space Station, a mission spanning 3,248 orbits of the Earth and 86.1 million miles. And back outside, while we wait for the crew members to gather in the Rassvet module, this is the Soyuz MS-12 that launched back on March 15th Baikonur time, March 14th U.S. time, docking to the Rassvet module on the Earth-facing side of the International Space Station 6 hours after launch.
Excellent. And I'm going to activate recording mode right now. Yes, you are go. And you are go to start the ceremony. However, transfer hatch closure will be on Moscow Go. It's on work.
The International Space Station currently flying over the Indonesian island chain from southwest and northeast. Soon will fly directly over Manila in the Philippines. This Soyuz vehicle, which will undock from the station a little over 3 hours from now, is one of 3 Russian Soyuz vehicles at the station to accommodate the voluminous number of crew members on board the complex at the moment.
This is Alexander. Are we go to start? Yes, you are go to start hatch closure ceremony. And after that, we will proceed with transfer hatch closure. All right, we're starting now.
Alexei Ovchinin, the Soyuz commander, who will be in the center seat of the MS-12 vehicle, guiding that vehicle to its entry and landing. He is wrapping up his 3rd flight into space. There is Hazza Ali Al-Mansouri from the United Arab Emirates. And NASA astronaut Nick Hague. Hague will be in the left seat of the Soyuz, as board engineer number 1. Al-Mansouri will be on the right side of Ovchinin, in the right seat as board engineer number 2 for tonight's entry and landing.
Guys, we see you. The video quality is excellent. We wanted to wish you a successful landing and a good flight. So guys, we'll see you on the ground, and you're going to proceed with hatch closure. Copy, and we'll proceed with hatch closure.
And the 3 returning crew members now inside the Soyuz spacecraft, where they will close the hatch, do preliminary systems checks. The Soyuz systems were activated a couple of hours ago, so the Soyuz is now on autonomous power. Alexander Skvortsov will supervise the closing of the station hatch. The Soyuz MS-12 that is departing the station a few hours from now, and there you see the hatch closing at 11:20 p.m. Central Time. The Soyuz hatch is now closed. The Soyuz crew on their side of the docking interface will conduct leak checks over the course of the next 2 orbits of the Earth, as Skvortsov now prepares to close the station hatch on the Rosviet side. Acknowledging his crewmates with pounding of his hand on the hatch, signaling that everything is good on the station side of the docking interface. Still docked to the station following the departure of the MS-12 are 2 other vehicles, the Soyuz MS-13 spacecraft that arrived back in July, originally docked to the aft port of the Zvezda service module, which was relocated to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station a few weeks ago. And the Soyuz MS-15 spacecraft that is now docked to the aft port of Zvezda that arrived last week.
Moscow Station on Space to Ground 1, Space to Ground 2. The hatch is closed.
Утверждаем по телеметрии.
And we confirm. We see it in our telemetry.
Так. Передача включена, так что все.
Transmit button is pressed down, so you'll be able to hear everything. Burlaki, how do you read me? I read you loud and clear, and how me? Loud and clear as well. And we're on page 28. Copy.
Так, страница 28.
Page 28.
Выдаем D7.
I'm sending D7 command.
ССВП. Так.
SSVP docking and internal transfer system. S15 command send.
Принято.
Copy.
Так, есть. С-15.
And with the hatch closed, the crew that is now inside the Soyuz MS-12, led by Russian cosmonaut and Soyuz commander Alexei Ovchinin, they have powered up the docking mechanism.
Copy.
That is the first step in their procedures that will lead to their donning of their Sokol launch and entry suits, conducting leak checks at the docking interface before the depressurization occurs in the small vestibule or passageway that connects the Soyuz with the Rosviet module of the International Space Station.
Transfer hatch closed. S11 not illuminated. Send in S16 command.
Выдали S.
S16 command sent.
ССВП горит.
SSVP LED is illuminated. Send in D8 command.
Принято.
Copy.
Так, транспарант ССВП погас.
SSVP LED is off.
Так, открываем РПВ.
Opening RPV 1, airflow regulator 1,
Закрыт.
preliminary stage closed, preliminary stage.
Открыт.
Open.
РПВ-1 открыт.
RPV 1, airflow regulator 1 is open.
Основной резервный.
And then activating
Принято.
KRD main and backup on Bruce, SI manual control unit, and you're go to open EPKRD oxygen cabin.
This is Mission Control Houston as we look at the Soyuz MS-12. In the center section of that spacecraft are three astronauts and cosmonauts: Nick Hague of NASA, Alexei Ovchinin of Roscosmos, Hazza Ali Al-Mansouri of the United Arab Emirates, as they begin their preliminary procedures leading to the undocking of that spacecraft from the Rosviet module, scheduled at 2:37 and 30 seconds a.m. Central Time, 3:37 and 30 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. Everything proceeding on track for their entry and landing, their return to Earth in the morning, Thursday morning, for a landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan, about 91 miles to the southeast of the remote town of Zhezkazgan. The Russian search and recovery forces and the NASA team embedded with them, leaving their hotel right now in Karaganda, soon to board an Antonov 26 fixed-wing aircraft to fly 2 hours from Karaganda down to Zhezkazgan, where they will board helicopters at the Zhezkazgan airstrip to fly to the landing site to assist in the recovery of the crew, their extraction, and their return to Karaganda, and their eventual flights back home. Nick Hague to board a NASA aircraft on Thursday for a flight back to Houston, while Ovchinin and Al-Mansouri board a Gagarin cosmonaut training aircraft in Karaganda to fly back to Star City, Russia, to their training base. We will be back with undocking coverage on NASA television at 2 a.m. Central Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Time, as our coverage of the return of the Expedition 60 crew from the International Space Station back to Earth continues throughout the overnight hours. Until then, this is Mission Control Houston.